over here. I got it. Getting injured isn't fun. Pretty sure we all know that one.
Hey, don't touch it, man.
And I'm actually pretty glad because I've been lucky enough to never break a bone. That's why you fellas should drink your milk. But just because I haven't broken a bone doesn't mean I've never been injured. And oh boy, do I have some stories for you guys to hear. Ah yes, the good old elementary school playground. A place where war and chaos inflicts the mind of young children. It isn't a big shocker that I got injured here. I was on the monkey bars thinking I'm the most awesome kid ever. I'd swing like I had total control over my body, which wasn't the case. But there was one day where I tried to go above and beyond, probably to impress some other kids on the playground. Have you ever had the wind knocked out of you? It's god awful. It feels like you're dying at that very moment. Personally, I don't recommend it. Even worse than getting the wind knocked out of you though, is getting cut. My first story involves a TV. Yes, a TV cut me. And let me be clear, all these injuries coming up are 100% my fault. I'm quite the clumsy fella, you know? But anyways, it went a little something like this. Now you fellas know not to climb a dresser to reach your TV. Not sure why I was climbing it in the first place, but whatever. Okay, picture this. A 5-year-old plus grapes equals blindness. Yeah, that's not the kind of math you were expecting today, but it's a real equation. At least in my case. I was craving some delicious, delectable, scrumptious, and nutritious grapes, which are in the kitchen. So I made my way over, and I'll let you see where the rest goes. Oh god, I'm blind! I'm blind! I'm blind! Bro, I'm such an idiot. I genuinely thought for like a whole 3 minutes I was actually blind because my eye was sensitive after being cut and it wouldn't open. But the cut was only on my eye bag, and my sweet mother threw a wet rag on it and laid me on the bedroom floor and put a movie on, and I was all grumpy the rest of the night. But hey, we got a movie. I would say I'm a person who likes to try out things that I find cool or interesting, you know? I end up liking it, like animation, or I end up injuring myself, like wood carving, which leads us to our final injury.
The wood carving incident.
This is around May of last year, and I had seen a bunch of videos on wood carving. Not like in the shop with a bunch of tools or anything, but the kind where you're just a laid-back cowboy or a vagabond just carving your knife in the wilderness. Yeah, that seemed like the life to me, so I wanted to try out wood carving. I got myself a little kit with knives and gloves and some starter wood blocks. I mean, check out this freaking sick bear I made. Anyways, how did I get cut? Well, after practicing some more, I wanted to make my girlfriend at the time a gift. She liked cats, so I thought it couldn't be that difficult. I tried to make a cat out of a small wooden block I had. I made a little template and everything. Man, I was going to cook! I got in my comfy chair, turned on The Wind Rises by Hayao Miyazaki, which, by the way, I love his movies. Absolute cinema every time. But anyways, I got my movie on, all comfy, and ready to relax and carve. It was all going good, but then my slow brain stopped using the gloves because I kept pausing on carving to reply to my girlfriend on the phone. And man, oh my gosh, all I had to do was put the gloves back on. But nah, that was too much work. And if you didn't know this in wood carving, you should never, ever, ever have the knife coming towards you when carving. And I failed to do so. I pulled too hard, and it blasted the little cat and sliced a chunk of my finger off and my palm. This was the first serious injury I got, like I need to go to the hospital kind of thing. I never knew how I'd act in these situations, and you're probably thinking, you probably freaked out. You probably said no. I locked in, bro. No freaking out. Just grabbed some paper towels, rushed downstairs, and said, Mom, Dad, I cut myself really bad. We need to go to the hospital. Bro! Alright, and there you have it. That was my worst injury ever. I ended up getting stitches on my palm and wearing a goofy band-aid thing on my finger for an entire month. The healing process was so tedious though, man. And I had to wait a few weeks to even wash that hand. It was smelling atrocious. The doctor gave me this weird sponge thing that was supposed to stay on my finger and dissolve over time to help the skin barrier grow back. But the first sponge I got, my dad and I didn't know that. So we ripped it off to check if it was healing, and it bursted back into bleeding and probably added a few extra days to the healing process. Which, by the way, it hurt like hell, bro. But I left the sponge and band-aid on and finished my movie and continued to watch more movies over the next month. Totally chillin'. I never wood carved again, which I would actually love to get back into. It's just very time-consuming and messy. And that is all my injuries over the years, from grapes causing blindness, technically, to slicing my finger, and so on. I hope you enjoyed hearing about all that silly stuff, and don't forget to sub, or else.